All right, we're here with our student Jordan to talk about writing and solving equations. Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's first do the solving part. Okay, we'll do an example here. And remember, we always want to do the opposite operation to get the variable by itself. That's our goal. Whatever our variable is, we want that variable like x equals to something. So we just want it by itself. To do that, you have to always do the opposite operation. So let's look at a few examples here. So here we have x plus 5 equals 12. And if we look at this equation, we see that the 5 is being added to x. So you would do the opposite or subtract. So what would I subtract from both sides here?
5.
Good. So I would subtract 5 from both sides. Now that x plus 5 minus 5, the 5 minus 5 is just going to be 0, right? So what will be left on the left side?
X.
X. And how about on the right side? What's 12 minus 5?
7.
Very good. So there you have the answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So we could circle that. All right, let's try another example. Here we have 9p equals 63. What's that 9 doing to the p?
It's multiplying.
Right, so the 9 is multiplying by p, so we'll do the opposite, which is to divide, okay? So we'll go ahead and divide both sides by 9 using that kind of fraction dividing. So the 9p divided by 9, those 9s are just going to cancel. So what will be left on the left-hand side?
P.
P. And what's 63 divided by 9? Can you do some mental math?
7.
7, there you go, okay? So p is going to equal 7 is our answer there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, we just did the opposite of whatever that is being done to the variable. Let's do one more example here. B over 8 equals 3. So what's the 8 doing to the b?
Dividing.
Dividing, right? So it should say the 8 here is dividing into p. So we would do the opposite. What's the opposite of dividing? It's multiplying, right?
Right.
Okay, so what should we do to both sides of the equation?
Multiply by 8.
Very good. Okay, so now what's going to happen with those two 8s on the left?
They're going to cancel each other out.
And what will be left on the left-hand side?
B.
B. And how about on the right-hand side? 3 times 8 is?
24.
So we have b equals 24, and that's our answer. Okay? So instead of guessing what different values might be for these different variables and checking those values, now we have a way to just find the answer by solving equations by doing the opposite operation. Now, why is this important? Well, we can use this in the real world. So let's go over here and write some equations from real world situations, and then we'll solve them, okay? So the first one is you divide G grapes among 5 people. Each person gets 7 grapes. So what does G equal? So the hardest thing about these, I don't know about you, is kind of translating the words into math. Is that what you find hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody does. So if we just think about you divide G grapes among 5 people, well, that's dividing G by 5, like what we've written right here. And then each person gets 7 grapes, so that must equal 7. Okay, and so now we have a way to just easily work with an equation instead of with all these complicated words. Okay, now what's that 5 doing to the G?
Dividing.
So what should we do to both sides?
Multiply by 5.
Very good. Okay, now what's going to happen to those 5s on the left side?
They'll cancel out.
So what should we write now? What would the answer be?
G equals 35.
Very good. Okay, and we'll circle that. So what does that mean for this particular word problem or this real world situation? What does G equals 35 mean?
G is how many grapes you had to start with.
Yeah, so you had 35 grapes. You divided them among 5 people, so each person got 7 grapes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's try another one. The temperature in Chicago one winter at noon is T degrees. By midnight, the temperature had dropped 29 degrees to 18 degrees. What was the temperature at noon? Okay. Wow. So when we say what was the temperature at noon, what is that we're looking for? What variable?
T.
T, okay. And how much did T drop?
29 degrees.
So how would we express that? What would be an expression for that?
T minus 29.
Very good. And what would that have to equal?
18.
Very good. So that equation is what you just said. T minus 29 equals 18. Does that look right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, what is that 29 doing to the T?
Subtracting.
So what should we do to both sides?
Add.
Okay, very good. So what's going to be left on the left-hand side?
T.
Okay, and now some mental math. Can you do the 18 plus 29?
Let's see.
What would 29 plus 10 be?
29 plus 10 would be 39.
Okay, what would 29 plus 20 be?
49.
49. And what's 2 less than that? Because 18 is 2 less than 20.
47.
47, good. So 18 plus 29 is 47. So t equals 47, and that is our answer. And what does that mean with regard to the problem?
That means that T was the temperature at noon.
Okay, the temperature at noon was 47 degrees. It dropped 29 degrees, so that by midnight it was 18 degrees. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so the two tricks here, one is translating the words into math, and then to solve the equations, you just do the opposite operation. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, you got it.